Hey, I was reading Romans chapter 1 verse 18 through 20, and it came to me. So let me read it real quick. But God shows his anger from heaven against all sinful wicked people who suppress the truth by their wickedness. They know the truth about God because he has made it obvious to them. For ever since the world was created, people have seen the earth and sky through everything God made. They can clearly see his invisible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature. So they have no excuse for not knowing God. Yes, they knew God, but they wouldn't worship him as God or even give him thanks, and they began to think of foolish ideas of what God was like. As a result, their minds became dark and confused. This is verse 22. Claiming to be wise, they instead became utter fools, and instead of worshiping the glorious ever-living God, they worship idols made to look like mere people and birds and animals and reptiles. And God abandoned them to do whatever shameful thing their hearts desired. As a result, they did vile and degrading things with each other's bodies. They traded the truth about God for a lie. So they worshiped and served the things God created instead of the Creator himself, who is worthy of eternal praise. Amen. And this really made me think how we look at nature. We attribute God's glory to the universe. Did something to me, did something for me. Oh, it was the universe that made that happen. Oh, I manifest that of myself. Or we think of our own the thoughts. We think that how we deduct, conclude, and consider things is greater than the truth about who God is. Or because we're so spiritually blind, we don't even see how God is moving in our life. Like, we don't even attribute the blessings of God to him. We think that's ourselves too. And it's kind of really crazy when you think about that, because I know a lot of people who will say, like, well, I'm on my own journey. I'm going to conclude this or that, or, I don't see it that way, because, the Bible is tainted and men taint the Bible, or all kinds of different types of things. Not realizing that every single day, like, you wake up and you can breathe your breath, that comes from the Most High. Your literal breath says Yahweh when you breathe. Your literal breath says Yahweh when you breathe. Like, think about that. Like, so every time you see think about even springtime, right? Everything dies in the winter, right? Everything's dead, is dry, there's no color. And then all of a sudden, around this time, you see leaves forming, you see flowers coming on the trees before the leaves come, you see, the temperature's warming, the grass becomes green on its own. Like, think about that. Who do we think does that? That's Yah that does that. Yah sees about his creation. Yah makes sure that the flowers come out. Yah makes sure that the birds know when to fly when it's cold and when to fly back when it's warm. It's Yah who does all these things. So even nature in itself speaks of the magnificent, awesome, creative, attentive to detail, Most High God. So we have no excuse at all to say, I don't know if there's a God. We have no excuse. And when we stand before him, the very nature speaks that there is a God. What will our excuse be? Man, that thing really had me thinking, y'all, because God is so awesome. Like, I wouldn't know the timing to make the leaves come. I wouldn't know the perfect timing to make the flowers come out. I wouldn't know the perfect timing to have everything turn green, to have the temperatures get warm, to have the sun become brighter, but have the sun come up sooner. I mean, we be changing the clocks like we doing something. That's God that changes the sky time. That's not us flipping the clocks front and back like we controlling that. We're not controlling that. The Most High controls that. So they just have us sleepy for no reason, because God's going to do it anyway. The sky's going to come to what it's going to be anyway. The time's going to change Anyway, it just mind boggles me. So I just had to share that. Consider God and look for him in just the smallest of things. And when you're feeling discouraged and you feel like, like you're all alone, when that breeze comes across your face out of nowhere, that's God stopping by to let you know you're not alone. He sees you. Even the very nature can comfort the heart when you need comforting, to know that God is there with you no matter what. So good. All right, y'all.